that part down. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna just look at the clipping plane widget itself and what different parts mean. So if you look at your handout, you will see that I have circled different grip points for my clipping plane, and we will just explain what each one of them mean. So let's go back to Rhino, and I will just undo the clipping in the and just pull my clipping plane at the top here so that and maybe just hide the objects as well, since we're not going to use those. So when I click on my clipping plane, and because I use the, okay, if I run the control points on for my clipping plane object, you will see the center point. We have the side, 2 side points, and you have 1 extra point. And what I'll do is I'll keep the property panel open so that we remember that the depth point was 2. The center grip point, if you select it, you will see that it moves the whole clipping plane from one point to the next. So it is just like moving the object. It's exactly the same as if you select the clipping plane itself and move it with Gumball. So that makes sense. And for the end points, what it does is basically scale the clipping plane 2D, basically. So sometimes you want your clipping plane out of the way, and okay, I'm just not clicking. Yeah, here they go. And you want it maybe a smaller size or a bigger size. So this is one way to do it. You can do it with Gumball 2D transform, but you can also do it by selecting the endpoints and scaling it in and out in that way. The third thing that you can use is the depth point. So the depth point is that 4th point that we have here. If you go to select the clipping plane, you will see that the depth has changed to 8. So interactively, you can change the depth point, but you can also change it, from the property panel for the widget. That's basically all the different parts of your clipping plane that the widget of the clipping plane. Okay, it's kind of clear enough, right? And but the one thing to notice is that for now, for Rhino 8, we don't have a special styles associated with the name of the clipping plane. It basically scales with your clipping plane. So if it is smaller, this is gonna scale with it. And it used the default text style font that you have set up in your file. It's really on the list to do is to be able to also have a specific styles for the arrow style and for the font itself moving forward. So that's kind of one of the things to note.